Hey guys, in this video I wanted to talk about exercise and working out. This can be something that's confusing for us because we hear a lot of different things. We hear that cardio workout is the best workout to lose a lot of weight. We hear that walking is something really good for you to do, especially if you haven't been very active. We also might hear that, well, you really need to run. If you really want to lose weight, the thing to do is running. What I'm going to share in this video is something that I had never been told, something that I didn't know at all, and the thing that helped me lose 54 pounds in only 4 months. And that is, we all have an RMR, or a resting metabolic rate. Your resting metabolic rate is the rate at which your metabolism burns calories even when you're just sitting. So some people call that your couch potato calorie burn. Now, the reason this is important is because what I didn't know, even though I had heard the term resting metabolic rate, and you might have heard it referred to just as your metabolism, even though I had heard of those things, I didn't know that a body that has more muscle mass actually automatically has a higher resting metabolic rate, or a higher metabolism. So, sure, doing a large cardio workout, an hour a day, you are going to lose a lot of weight, at least in the beginning. This is a way that a lot of people have shed a ton of pounds. The problem is, when you're losing weight, muscle weighs more than fat. And what people don't realize is while you're losing fat, you are also losing muscle. If you lose muscle and a body that has more muscle mass has a higher metabolism, then you're losing the speed of your metabolism. Your metabolism will drastically slow if you do a very active cardio workout for a long period of time and you lose a lot of weight. But if you are losing the weight but also building muscle mass, then any loss in muscle is going to be kind of counteracted by the fact that you are also building muscle. I had no idea about that. So instead of doing an hour cardio workout, which is something that, let's just get real, I don't have the time for, I found that I could be building muscle over time all day long. And that any place in my body that I'm able to build muscle, even if it's in my face, I'm activating muscle tissue. And active muscle tissue helps your metabolic rate. So for instance, for me, I started doing things like I made myself a chart, a very simple chart that I just hand drew myself. And I said, I know that in order to build muscle in my legs, an exercise that I can do just at home by myself is squats. And so they require no equipment. I can do them any place that I am standing up, as long as I'm not worried about somebody seeing me. And I can build muscle that way. So what I have done for me is I built myself a chart. When I first started out, I only had, I think, like 4 things on the chart. I had a muscle building exercise in my arms, which you probably can't tell in here, but I do have a little bit of a bicep. I didn't have anything before, but I started doing just arm curls. I started doing just lifting my arms above my head, different things like that actually are building muscle in my arms. There are a million exercises you can do to build muscle. People who are way more qualified than me can show you if you just look those up. But look up simple exercises that build muscles in your arms that you can do without any equipment, just standing in place someplace. Also, I knew that doing squats was a very good exercise to build muscle in your glutes, your hamstrings, your thighs, and so I started doing squats. I also found out through research that plie squats are squats where your toes are pointed out and your legs are about shoulder width apart, like a ballet plie, The plie squats really work your inner and outer thighs. So I also started doing plie squats. Now, when I say I started doing these, I mean, when I first started, I could at most do 10 each time. So I would do 3 sets of 10, not in a row. I literally would take 10 to 30 seconds while I was washing dishes, after I went to the bathroom, in the shower, cooking, while I'm homeschooling my kids. I would take these little 10 to 30 second periods and I would do these exercises that seemingly weren't doing that much because I wasn't working up a sweat and I'm not doing some major cardio. Then on top of that, I started doing some sort of cardio throughout the day, but not long sessions of cardio. Sometimes I would do as little as 7 minutes of cardio. Sometimes I would do, 20 minutes of cardio. But I was never, honestly, at the weight I was at and the condition I was in, I wasn't even able to do more than like 20 minutes of cardio. And cardio for me was a fast walk on the treadmill. And that was all I was really able to do. But because I was building muscle in my body all day long, I was actually burning calories, more calories than I was burning before, just sitting on the couch or sitting to help my child with schoolwork. And that was something that I had never considered in the past. Now that I'm a little more in shape, I go to the gym twice a week and I do 20 minutes of cardio, typically on the elliptical, or I will run/walk on the treadmill for 20 minutes. But then I focus on weight training. So I do the row machine, I do the chest press, I do the leg press, I do any machine that I can get my hands on, really, that I know is giving me an optimal muscle building exercise. I'm up to doing 150 pounds on the leg press. I do about, I think 5 sets of 15. And then I do my wide plie squats even on my leg press. So I turn my toes out and I have my legs shoulder width apart, and I even do that on the leg press machine and do 150 pounds that way. I do the row machine a lot. The row machine is awesome. It works the front of your arms, the back of your arms. It works chest muscles. That machine is really awesome. I'm building muscle in those areas. But another thing that you've probably not even thought about, I know I didn't think about it, is I can be building muscles in my face. So I started doing face toning exercises. They're so simple. You can find them online. There's several different ones, but the specific ones I do is I just lift my chin to the ceiling and then point my chin at the ceiling, jut it towards the ceiling, and that is working this muscle right here. You do the same thing to the left and then to the right, and I do about 30 of those in the middle, 30 on the left, 30 on the right, every single day. I'm building muscle in my face. Any active muscle tissue in my body is burning calories, even when I'm sitting. Another thing I do is I just lift my heels up and down off the ground when I'm just sitting. I could be riding in someone else's car. I am actually doing it right now, but you can't see it. Anytime I'm sitting, I'm trying to focus on, could I be kind of building a muscle right now? I mean, think about this, a simple bicep curl, just kind of like that. I can be doing that in a line at a store if I'm not embarrassed. I can be doing that while I'm sitting in a car. I can be doing it while I'm helping my kid with work. I can be doing that anytime. I'm building muscle in my body, and active muscle tissue will always increase your metabolism. So yes, do the cardio, but don't try to focus on doing an hour-long cardio workout. You'll be exhausted, and you will have built some muscle in your body, but you will not have built focused muscle. You will not have really focused on one area, really worked that one area, and now you know that you are building muscle in that area. Another thing to consider is that when you're building muscle, you are toning your body. So now, even an area that might not have lost a whole lot of weight has this muscle and is getting toned and is getting shaped. And muscle will, over time, kind of eat away at that fat because your metabolic rate is so much higher because you have all of this active muscle in your body. And so I would really encourage all of you to make yourself a little chart. Like I said, start out with only 5 squats 3 times a day. That's still more than you were doing. And every time you do those exercises, you're burning calories just by doing the exercise. But then remember that because you're building muscle, you're gonna burn calories just even by sitting down. You can then kind of feel a little bit more liberty to sit down and watch a movie if you say, hey, if I get my whole chart done today, if I do all 5 of my exercises and I make sure that I do all 3 sets of those, then I can feel like I can take the liberty to just kind of sit down, watch a movie, and not feel like I've had, a lazy day. And for me, that was really empowering. Something to remember is that every choice you make is powerful. You're the one that holds the power as far as how you're going to be disciplined and how you're going to live your life and live your lifestyle. God empowers us. He helps us to get through our lives, but ultimately, He is doing His part and we have to do ours. And so for me, understanding that every time, even if I miss it, even if I only get in 2 sets a day, even if I only get in 1, I still did more exercise that day than I would have done before I started my little chart. And so focus on building muscle. Yes, do the cardio workout. Yes, it does build fat. It doesn't build fat. Yes, it does build muscle. Yes, it does eat fat to do cardio exercise. But remember that ultimately, building muscle is the thing that is going to keep you burning calories, keep you with a metabolism that's healthy and active, and actually, digesting and doing everything that it should, even when you're eating things that are not so super healthy for you. So I hope that you all learned something in this video, and please let me know how you guys are doing and if you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.